My name is Abhinav Bhushan. I'm an assistant professor in biomedical engineering at Illinois Tech.
All right, let's keep that excitement rolling for your next presenter. He is an assistant professor in biomedical engineering at the Illinois Institute of Technology. Please welcome to the stage, Abhinav Bhushan.
How you guys doing? So I'm a mechanical engineer turned into a bioengineer. So some people don't know what that means, so maybe I'll explain. You see, when I started my undergraduate and I picked mechanical engineering, my friends thought it was very cool because I could help them fix cars. Turns out that they were very disappointed when they couldn't fathom my disinterest in cars. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love cars, I like driving, but that's as far as my relationship with my car goes. So what do? Instead of building cars, I actually decided to build organs. Yep, that's right, I built organs. I know that also sounds strange, so let me explain. So it turns out that everything that we do needs experimental models. So be it understanding diseases or developing pharmaceutical drugs. It turns out that animals are really not good models for human diseases, no matter how close they are genetically to us. And we stopped experimenting on humans a long time ago. I mean, if you don't count graduate students or postdoctoral fellows, or we can add to the list assistant professors. Right? More on that later. So it turns out that human cells actually are great models for studying human diseases. But as you can imagine, we don't have an abundant supply of human cells. I mean, none of you would like to part with your organs every week, right? Maybe you're fat, but not your liver. So what we do is we make mimics of organs using very, very small number of cells. We call them microorgans. So you can think of micro liver, micro heart, and you can connect these organs together to make more higher order systems. So you can connect the liver, the adipose, and the muscle to make a model of diabetes. You can couple the colon with the microbiota to model Crohn's disease, and so on. You can think bigger. You can connect many of these organs together to make a micro-me, right? So let the micro-me take the pharmaceutical drugs. I'm happy with my aspirin. Run a clinical trial of one, get the pharmaceutical companies to pay me for the drugs. How's that for a business model? So it turns out that there's two challenges. One is that you think of the microorgans, the size of these is similar, you can approximate to about 100 times smaller than an average teardrop. So think of the blood test for the organ. It's going to be very challenging. So we build very sensitive sensors to measure the organ function. And the second is that organs don't really like to, or the cells don't really like to live outside the body. So we engineer the environment to fooling the cells that they are in the body, but they're really outside the body. So when everything is good, the cells are happy. So you have a tiny heart, a micro heart. It has tiny little beats. When it breaks, it doesn't hurt that much. You have micro liver, and it does its function of cleaning the body. You give it alcohol, it will become fatty. You give it too much Tylenol, it will die. So the field has made many, many organs. There's a micro kidney, there's a micro lung, even a micro female reproductive tract. I'll tell you two that not have been asked ever. One is micro Mr. Johnson, for obvious reasons, right? And the second one is micro hands. I mean, who needs small hands? So you would think, who funds this research, right? So it's turned out that NIH is the biggest funder of this research. But it's not like you tell the NIH, we want to build a micro kidney and please give us $10,000. They say, no, sir, you have to write grants. Yeah. So it just happened that the other day I was talking to my wife about a grant proposal that I was working on. And my kids overheard me. So I have two kids, and they overheard me. And out of all the conversation we had about science and about the proposal, my kids got was that in order to get money, you have to write grants. So as I was answering the endless stream of questions about grant funding, and I thought of an experiment. So I said, the next time you want to get a cool toy or a game, you have to write a grant. So start with the problem, the hypothesis, and don't stop there because I need to see the broader impacts. How you would take the toy to an elementary school, high school, engage the kids, make sure it's STEM related, right? So I treat my 5-year-old as a new investigator. He can be innovative, but not too innovative. My 8-year-old, she's in a different ballgame because she's a mid-career investigator. She can never have enough data or be enough innovative. So the first time my kids got the grant funded, I cut their budget by 25%. So the next time, the kids are smart, right? So they up their budget by 20%. So now we both think we have outsmarted the system. So one thing is that one thing it has done is made our dinners more fun. Families with 2 PhDs don't just talk about how your day was. We talk about grant funding. We talk about how to prepare a NSF graduate fellowship proposal, even though that's more than a decade away. And who knows if NSF will be around, maybe it'll become today's EPA. Right? But mostly we talk about fun things, on the possibilities, the exciting possibilities that this field could bring. Who knows, there'll be a market for crypto organs or in exotic organs. And we keep discovering new organs. Like recently there was the interstitium discovered. It's so new that Microsoft Word doesn't have a spelling for it. So you have to Google search for it. But one thing is for sure, that even though I didn't build cars, if you need an organ of your choice, whether it's a new one or an old existing organ, I'll be there to build it for you. Thank you.